What do you remember most about the Nazi Germany surrendering while you were over in England?
Well, we know it was coming to an end. You know, they were working with the Germans, and we say, hot dog, you know, when this won't be long, we'll be going home. And anyway, it was a relief to know, especially with the Nazis, okay, we're taking them off the battlefield, so to speak, okay? Ain't no more battle with them. They killed enough people, civilians. And I was delighted, especially the treatment of the Jews. That was unbelievable what they did. Unbelievable. That was human torture. So we were glad to see it come to an end. And it finally did. And it was done kind of quietly. We went out, we jumped out of the barracks that night when it was officially surrendered, you know. England, the people went nuts in England. The one thing you didn't want to do, get caught in London at that time. People were pouring into London, civilians celebrating big time. We went out of the barracks, me and Mike Kent, and we took our rifles. Our rifles were always in the barracks, in a gun rack. That's where they were kept. I took mine, he took his, and we went outdoors, firing a gun. A dumb thing to do, believe me. And that was it, pretty much. Well, the next day, okay, the first sergeant, Brundage, his name was Brundage, he comes in the barracks. Did you guys hear any gunfire last night? What? Gunfire? Well, what are you talking about? Oh, I knew there was some firecrackers that somebody had. No, it was gunfire that I'm talking about. Uh-oh. She said, I didn't think it was gunfire. He's looking at the rifles. Picks up the rifle. He's smelling the barrel. Put that one back. Pick up that one. Putting that one back. I don't think he found them. The two that were fired. All he had to do was take the serial number off the rifle and check the records and find out whose gun that was. We would have been court-martialed. We would have. Wouldn't have been that severe because, I mean, it was a cerebral event. Yeah, we don't got caught at that.
So what was the process when you got discharged from the United States Army?
Oh, yeah. Remember, the war was over in 45. Was it June or May? I think it was May, wasn't it? Yeah. May of 45. Well, it was about 4 months later. About 4 months later, that we got word, okay, you're going back. The way it worked, Randy, was the way you got selected to go home. It was you had to earn some points, and your points were based on the activity your group, your air group, our group, took participation in. Okay, was there any major battles? Yeah, we did. We had we were awarded the presidential citation for the Battle of the Bulge. We took part in that. For D-Day, we took part in D-Day. the D-Day assignment, the mission for the group was strafing. You had to go out on a strafing mission. We had to take our groups, our air groups, and get over close to the borders of Germany. And any trucks coming out of Germany carrying troops, machine gunned. It was bloody. Okay. Railroads, any railroad trains coming out of that area, we attacked the trains, hit the trains. And depending on what your group participated in, we had a good record of taking down enemy aircraft, okay? And we got points for that too. So depending on how many points your group had, it would depend on who went home and picked, okay, you go, you got enough points, you got enough points. That's how it worked on the point system. So we got they got us over to the railroad station the day we were to leave. And the train went over into Wales. We went. And what was Falmouth? I think it was Falmouth, Wales. There was a freighter. One of the ships that brought produce over into England during the war. It was now going to carry home troops. You couldn't get many on the darn thing, you know. I don't know how many, 500, 600, 700 men on that plane, maybe a little more. And the bunks were in the hold of the ships. There was no, we had no cargo in now, and so those were empty, those big areas, and they built bunks up, and that's how you went home. Well, that ship did this going home because it was light. No cargo on board or anything like that. Did it roll? That one I got seasick on. I had other troop ships in the beginning. When we left the States, we took a troop ship over. That was large. We had about 6,000 guys on that one. Not only Air Force guys, we had infantry, a couple of armament units on it. That got up here, whew, it has sunk a good part of the military, for God's sakes. And we did have a submarine alert on it. The ships, you had to go total blackout. You couldn't even light a cigarette on deck. You know, you'd get criticized for it, picked up for it. That was coming over, but going home, well, you had some freedom on board, you know. And the food was pretty much the same as the mess hall food back at the base. We landed that ship coming home up in Massachusetts, Boston. Yeah, in Boston. We were surprised. I thought we were going to dock in New York. But we docked in Massachusetts, up in Boston. And from there, it took maybe 2 days to where they could decide where to send you next to get you home. And we got picked. Some of us did, to go over to New Jersey. What was the base over there? It was a very popular base. And that was where they got you in barracks set up